Hello, Kenny. Welcome to the project Cenários. It's very nice having you with us. And I'll start with a very simple question. How did Levis survive all this time? It was the most amazing thing 40 years, 50 years ago, and it survived. How is the Renew doing?
Well, first of all, Sonia, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be speaking with you. I'm talking to you live from Sao Paulo, where I'm very excited to be meeting with the team, getting to know the country and the culture. Yes, it's been a privilege as a brand. Levi's has so much history. It's been around for over 170 years. So it's seen a lot of cycles. It's been
170 years.
That's right. That's right.
My
So
God.
it's seen a whole lot of cycles, and that really speaks to the enduring quality of the brand. It is we often say that craftsmanship and quality and an amazing product and brand never goes out of style. So it's not surprising that the brand continues to be so relevant today as it has been for a very long time. And
Can
I,
you tell us a little bit about this 170 years? I thought it was less.
Oh
Tell us.
no, Levi's has been around for quite a long time, and it's an interesting story, Sonia. So it started back in the late 1800s. Levi Strauss, who was a immigrant, came to the U.S. and he started by opening a dry goods shop. So he's selling, a variety of things that you would want around your house and around your business. And one of the things that he ends up helping to pioneer is an improvement on I think what they called them at the time were overalls, an improvement on workwear, on pants in particular. And the key invention was to put these copper rivets to help, fasten and strengthen these pants at places where they would often rip off or, where they'd often get torn. So around the pockets, around some of the hemming.
What type of tissue?
No, it was their copper, the little metal, little rivets that would help to fasten the pants at the pockets. I should grab some Levi's and show you, but it's like literally they, help to fasten it. And they're now very, very well known and very common. But at the time, it was a new invention.
But
Uh,
what type of tissue was
the
was it
material,
made of?
yes. Yes, so
Those are not jeans, right?
the rivets were made out of cotton, I mean, out of copper, and the
Yes.
pants were made out of what was the more
Cotton?
durable product at the time, which was denim. So denim was material that was very, very durable. It often would be used on boats as a part of the sail, that would go across the oceans and whatnot. So they combined the most durable material with with these copper rivets that created the first pair of what became jeans, right?
Yes.
Those jeans,
Incredible.
yeah, the first one, the 501s have been around for over 150 years. So they've been, one of the longest and most enduring products and still one of the brand's top sellers today.
That's
Because
very nice because I feel young. 150 years, that I feel very young.
yeah, so
What was the highest point? Like when went all around the world, the Levis jeans was really, really popular in every country in the world.
well, the great thing with the Levi's jeans is we are the number one denim brand around the world. Globally, we're the number one denim brand to this day.
To
Um,
this day.
to this
Okay.
day, we are. we are sold in over 100 countries around the world. So it remains, it's a 170-year-old business that remains a tremendous leader within the greater apparel category to this day. And to that point, Sonia, we've the last 2 quarters, if we've had our earnings announcements, we continue to see strong momentum on the business. So our
How do
Q4.
you keep it young? How you keep your product young?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Part of what we do is we have an amazing design team, and they are connected to the trends that are happening out in the marketplace. So right now, for example, Sonia, the loose and the wide fit is very popular, right? So the very baggy, the barrel fit, the very, very wide leg fit is very
That
fashionable.
reminds the 50s, 1950s.
Exactly, exactly. These things come around, they come around in cycles. So we've seen tremendous success and high rates of sale on some of our baggier fits for both men and women. So our design team, they look several years into the future, and they will be with some of the folks that are kind of most cutting edge and most leading trends, and they're thinking about what are the best new and best exciting things. And what's magical, Sonia, about our business and our team is that one of our best sellers is our 501 that's been around, since, over 150 years, but also one of our better sellers is our XL family of fits, which are our wide leg fits for both men and women. So that's a part of the magic, is that we have to continue to be a strong brand that has a tremendous legacy and history with long-lasting quality products. At the same time, we come out with new trends, new innovation, and new newness to your question and your point about how we continue to stay relevant. And then my job as a marketer is to make sure that we show up and we go to market in very relevant ways that highlight the brand as the icon that it is, and to be very broadly and democratically appealing to our fans.
Can you give us some numbers? How big is the company?
How big is a company? So as of the end of 2024, Levi's did a bit more than $6 billion in
Six
revenue
billion dollars. Okay,
globally. So I want to say, I don't know the exact number, but well over $6 billion. And
more
at
than
the
100 countries.
yes, in over 100 countries. And at the end of last of 2024, our fourth quarter, we grew 8% versus the prior year. And at the end of the Q1,
8%.
yes, 8% for a very mature business. And at the end of Q1 of this year, we continued our momentum, growing around 9%. So it's a scaled
Are you
business,
going into
obviously.
new countries? Are you going into new countries, or you're selling more to the same countries?
A little bit of both. So I'd say that as we look at our core, one of our core strategies for our business is what we call kind of powering our portfolio. And powering our portfolio means that we take the iconic brand of Levi's and go into markets and grow in markets where we have a lot of headroom, a lot of growth opportunity. So that's a part of the reason why I'm here in Brazil. This is a very a high priority market for us. We'd say Latin America is
What's our priority? Can you
very,
give a
very high.
number?
So I don't know if there's a specific number that I would attribute to any particular country, but what we do know is that Brazilians are very fashion forward. Brazilians are very stylish. It's also high quality products are very important. And as we think about where our biggest growth opportunities are as a company. We're pretty mature in Europe and in North America, but where we have the biggest growth opportunities are in Latin America and in Asia, Asia Pacific. So Brazil is one of the
do you
biggest countries.
export from the US or you make them here, the
Oh, so
products?
we have a globally diversified supply chain. So we create products kind of all over the world. A
But do you
lot
have
of
a
it has.
factory in Brazil or not?
I don't know the answer to that. I know that we
Okay.
create in this region. I don't know if we have a specific factory or if we work with an existing partner to make our products. But we make products around the world. It's globally diversified, and we do make products in Latin America as well.
Okay. Um, well, jeans is a classic, but it also critical about sustainability. What are you doing about this?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and the good news is that Levi's historically has been a leader in the space of when it comes to our sustainability practices and kind of setting the standard within our industry, particularly as it comes to sustainable manufacturing processes. So everything from our water and chemical reduction initiatives that we've had, to things that we do from a employee and worker well-being programs that we have with some of our partner factories. It's something that we've
Do
been.
you recycle the tissue also?
Yeah, so
There's recycle.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have programs where we recycle some of our products to kind of reclaim, and we also have programs specifically where we will kind of resell products that have been created already to get longer wear out of them. And I'd say that more broadly in this space, like we have kind of three pillars that we focus on from a sustainability standpoint. We focus on climate, we focus on consumption, and we focus on our community. And we kind of issue a climate report, a sustainability report to track some of our goals in that way.
Trump has been an issue, this question, right? He went out of the Acordo de Paris, the Paris Accord, and I know that many industries in the United States did not follow him. Are you one of them?
Are you speaking of the Paris Climate Accord? Is that what you're
Yes,
speaking
you're
of?
still working on sustainability because he said, okay, we're out. And many industries are still in, some states are still in. The states where your main office,
Mm-hmm.
how does it look at this issue?
Yeah, we have not changed our position as it pertains to sustainability. We feel that it is incredibly important. We are very public about our commitments and how we're tracking against our goals. And we've even published a climate transition plan at the end of 2024. So we're pretty committed, and it's something that
It did
as a
not change.
yeah, as a company, it's been pretty important to us, and we have a whole team dedicated to those efforts, and it's not something that we've backed away from.
Kenny, you have lots of new concurrents. How do you say that? Okay, you have new players in the market that are trying to catch up with Levis. How do you keep the importance of Levis with everyone after you?
That's a great question, and it's an ongoing journey, I would say. So I think one of our business strategies is to be what we call a brand-led organization, right? Because we're a brand, we're a product that you wear on your person, right? You wear it on your body, and it's a little bit of a signal to people of your pride when you wear Levi's products. And we're a brand-led organization. And what that means, Sonia, is that it's important for us to be at the center of culture. It's important for us to maintain relevance as a brand.
In each culture, like the products you do for Brazil are different from what you do for Asia, like.
So when I say staying at the center of culture, we actually think about it, I'd say, in two different ways. So one is as a very democratic brand, we can show up alongside the biggest icons in the world. And our campaign with Beyonce is an example of that. But we also show up very deeply in subcultures, right? And subcultures might be connected to something in, the sports space around skateboarding. It might be connected in the music space around funk or country. It might be connected in the fashion space where we might do a collaboration and partnership. So in the case of Brazil, we will show up in a big way with our partnership with Beyonce, but we also have locally work with Luana Prado, who is a country singer. We work with
Okay.
Julia Costa, who's a hip hop artist, with Gloria Groove, who's a trans pop artist. So it's important for us to show up, in
Diversity.
global big ways, but also important for us to show up in very locally relevant and subculture ways. And we look to do that. That's how we stay at the center of culture as a
But
brand.
is the product the same, or you do some adaptation in each country?
Well, the products are largely the same or similar because we know that there's a bit of a consistency from a style standpoint. So when we look at global trends, if some of our baggier fits are more popular, they are more popular in Brazil as they are in London, as they might be in Tokyo, just as one example. So we largely will have, a kind of a consistency design system, consistent new products, but then there will be some things that are very, very relevant for a specific market. So with the weather and seasonality in some markets, some of our lightweight denim might be more popular within that particular region. Or we
Uh,
might make a collaboration product in connection with an
in
artist.
Brazil, do you have any collab? You have any collab in Brazil?
You know what? We have some collaborations that I'm actually here to meet some of the partners, but I'm not quite yet at liberty to share what they are. They're going to be coming very very soon. But yes, we do collaboration
Collabs.
in markets, and that's a part earlier I mentioned, Sonia, of like being center of culture and being highly relevant in the places where we do business is very important to us.
Kenny, tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been with Levis?
Yeah, so I will be celebrating my 2-year anniversary in June with Levi's, and I've been a marketer for several decades now. I know I
What
look
have you been
young.
around? What have you been around?
Yes, but I have been around for a while. So I spent a fair amount of my career on the Gatorade business as a part of PepsiCo.
Okay.
So I did a tremendous amount of marketing work there. Spent a fair amount of my career there. I've also spent time at McDonald's, leading some of the marketing there, as well as in technology, the social media platform Snapchat. I was the CMO of Snapchat prior to coming to Levi. So I've had the privilege to work across sports and across food and beverage and across technology. And now I'm you know, getting a chance to lead
What
marketing
is the
at Levi.
toughest job?
What's the toughest
McDonald's,
job?
Gatorade.
So what's funny, Sonia, is I really enjoyed each of those experiences. They all taught me different things. So I am a former athlete. I played basketball growing up and in college. So I embraced the challenge of something new, of something different. I love working in teams. I love creativity and storytelling, and each one of those businesses have some of those opportunities. So I'd say I've been lucky. I've really enjoyed a lot of what I've done in my career.
Uh, then we have a little bit, a few minutes more. I
Hmm.
would like to ask you, how do you see Levis in 2030, for example?
Oh, that's a great question. Thinking about the future. So I'd say there are a few um, core ambitions that we have when we think about our vision into the future. One is that, you know, we have this ambition of being a $10 billion brand over the course of the next that's on our roadmap. So I think we would be along that journey of continued growth and just growing the business, growing the popularity of the business and the brand. I'd say that one of our ambitions as a company is to be a leader in what we call denim lifestyle.
Are
So
you a leader today?
we're on our way. We're not quite there. We're on our way. I'd say we're one of the leaders, but I think we have a
One of
lot of
five?
opportunity to go. So we're the number one denim brand globally, but what we're not known for, Sonia, is I'd say like head to toe dressing. I want us to be known for our amazing tops, for dresses, and for skirts and for outerwear that are either denim based or pair really well with denim. Like I want us to be, you know, known in that way. And I think we have a lot of opportunity. So 5 years from now, I'd love for folks to, you know, to know that Levi's has amazing head to toe offerings and that we're this leader in not just denim bottoms, but denim lifestyle.
Okay, you
Um,
can tell just us, no one's hearing. What are the new products you're working on? In the diversity, what are the new products?
the new products we're working on. So, you know, I probably could start with our partnership with Beyonce.
Okay,
Um, so with that partnership, we've launched a kind of a year-long campaign that's had
what?
several
Close?
chapters.
Close?
Yeah. Yeah,
Close.
we've launched a year-long campaign that has had several chapters. In the first chapter, we had these 501 90s jeans that she wore with a beautiful simple white t-shirt. In the second chapter, we
Is the
had
t-shirt Levis?
yeah, it's a Levi's
This
t-shirt. Remember, I
t-shirt
told
also,
you that
it's a jacket,
exactly.
shoes.
So in the second chapter, what we had was one of our more fashion fits. The bottoms that she was wearing were called our rib cage wide leg. So they have like a really almost like bell bottom style wide leg. She had on a denim vest, which had this little braiding on it, which was very beautiful, and a denim French coat
Sorry.
that she wore. So it was a good example of kind of that denim lifestyle and head to toe dressing. In our third chapter, which we very recently launched, she had on some really cute shorts. And she wore a Western button-down denim shirt. Another good example. So we have more items that we're going to be promoting as we continue that campaign that we're very excited about. That'll be coming out soon. So you'll have a chance to see some of those,
To
but
see
but
that.
they're all, Sonia, a part of that vision of being this denim lifestyle leader. We're building upon that.
Can you nowadays, many companies are diversifying. It's the new way.
Yes.
How to diversify and maintain your core business on quality?
Well, I'd say we think about diversification maybe in a few different ways. One is, as I mentioned earlier, that denim lifestyle, like the tops. We think about the outerwear. We think about accessories, things like that that are connected to our brand and where we have a place to compete. We also think about diversifying geographically, right? So there's a lot of markets in Asia and in Latin America where we have opportunity, we have headroom, we have opportunity to grow. So that type of diversification is important to us.
The world is the limit, right?
The world's the limit. I'd say another piece of diversification for our business in particular is from a gender perspective. So if you look at apparel more broadly, apparel is about 70% women, 30% men. Our business is just about the opposite. So about a third of our business is women and two-thirds is men. So we've got to do a better job of winning over women fans. And then the last thing I'd say, if I look at it from a Levi Strauss and Company perspective, one of our sister brands is Beyond Yoga, which is a athleisure brand, and it's a business that's continuing to grow in an important category for us, and that is a way as a corporation for us to diversify a completely different use case than what we focus on from a Levi's perspective. So Levi's, we have some opportunities for diversification in a few different ways, and then we have one of our sister brands that we're going to continue to incubate and grow.
Okay, one last question. Digital sales in digital. How much of your sales are online or on store? Do you pretend to close some stores, or you're going to have more stores?
Yeah, so great question. And digital is critically important to us because it's where consumers and fans are shopping more and more. And what's great is that we have experienced double-digit growth in our digital business for the last several quarters. So it's something that is growing for us at a really good.
What is the percentage of
it's low double digits. I can follow up with the specific numbers, but let's say 10 to 15% that we've been growing over the course of the last several quarters, which we're excited about, and we know that we have continued opportunity. It makes up right around 10% of our sales globally. And it makes up an even a similar percentage in some of our important markets. And we've seen specifically in Brazil that we've had accelerated growth in our e-com business, our digital business, and the team is doing a very good job there. And it'll continue, Sonia, to be very important to us. It's connected to what we call our direct-to-consumer strategy. So our retail stores, our e-com business, the things that go directly to consumers, that is a growing in importance to us and a core part of our strategy. And we connect that to our efforts with our wholesale partners.
You don't Levis doesn't have in mind like closing some stores or.
Oh, we are looking to grow our footprint. We have a tremendous amount of opportunity, and both in our current markets as well as in new markets. So we're in growth mode right now.
Okay, Ken. Okay, Kenny. Nice talking to you. Nice having you in Brazil. I don't know if it's your first time. But you like it so much you would want to stay.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. This is my second time in Brazil, and each time I come, I want to come back again. So thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you for your interview.
All right.
Bye-bye.